Try yeah. As I look around me, so many motherfuckers wanna down me, but they know me gon' never drown me. In front of a dirty double mirror, they found me, and I love myself.
The world is a ghetto with big guns and dick inside.
I love myself,
But they can do what they want whenever they want. I don't mind.
I love myself,
He said I gotta get up. Life is more than suicide.
I love myself.
One day at a time. Sun gon' shine.
Everybody looking at you crazy.
Intro song was by Kendrick Lamar. The song is called I, and it is one of my favorites because it has a very important message. You gotta love yourself. You gotta love yourself. Or as ancient Greek philosophers would say, know thyself. I imagine they're extremely dramatic, so I do one of these. Knowing yourself is imperative to your overall happiness, but it's especially important when it comes to your J-O-B. But most people ignore this fact when they think about their own careers. Let me hit you with a statistic. 70% of all U.S. workers dislike their jobs. Let me repeat. 70% of all U.S. workers dislike their jobs. That's cray. There are many factors that can contribute to this crazy statistic, like not having a good boss or being mistreated on the job, not having accessibility to the proper training or education for your role, being overworked and underpaid, and I'm sure a lot of us can relate to that, and maybe even just having annoying coworkers that you can't stand. If you are part of the 30% of the workforce that is grinning and two-stepping into the workplace every day, this video is not for you, but I am incredibly happy for you, and I imagine you look like this. For you 70%ers who are miserable at work and still watching this video, I want you to turn the volume up, get a notepad to take some notes, get some tea, and let's chat. I have 3 solid tips that I want to share that will help you to discover more about yourself and figure out what work environment and what kind of role you should be taking on, depending on your personality. Tip number 1, take a quiz. Everyone loves a good quiz. Don't try to play me and act like you weren't on Facebook 20 minutes ago doing a random quiz like, would I survive a zombie apocalypse? What is my spirit animal? Did I have secrets in a past life? Who would want to know that random information? Quizzes, though, are so much fun, and they're a really interesting way to get to know more about yourself. So there is one particular career quiz that is very popular, which is called the HOLLAND Codes, or the HOLLAND Career Assessment, and it was created by a psychologist who was called, John Holland. He determined that there are 6 distinct personality types that you can find within the workforce. Now obviously 6 personality types aren't super comprehensive for the human experience, and I'm sure aren't going to capture everything that you could possibly like about a job, but it's better to start somewhere than nowhere. So the 6 personality types that Holland describes are as follows. There are realistic individuals who are doers and like to work with their hands, investigative people who are thinkers and like to work with data, social people who love working directly with people and helping them, artists who are creatives and like to think outside of the box and are independent workers, conventional types who like to organize data and information, and last but not least, the enterprising personality, which is the persuasive, salesy personality that really loves managing people and being in business. Now what you can do is Google HOLLAND Codes or HOLLAND Career Assessment, and you will get a free test from the power of Google. But make sure you type free into the keywords because you don't have to pay for this test and you shouldn't. If you can't find one, there is a link below to a test that is based on the HOLLAND Codes test. You can take that, get an assessment at the end, and it will tell you what different jobs and roles will fit your personality based on this assessment. I've taken this test in the past and did it again today just as a refresher, and from my experience I got the SEA personality type, which is a social, enterprising, and artistic type. So not a surprise that I like to make videos and sing on them and try to help people with these videos. It's a fit for my personality. So you too can find some clarity in what you like and who you are by doing this test. Tip numero 2. Take inventory. So inventory means you need to sit back and analyze all of the media and the things that you like to consume, all of the events and activities that you like to attend, and all of the hobbies that you like to partake in your free time. I would use the last month as a time frame because you can't analyze every year of your life up until this point unless you have lots of free time. Kudos to you. But if not, use the last month and look through all of your communications, all of the events you've attended, and all of the random things you've done in your free time and see if there's patterns. Are there particular types of information that you gravitate toward? Are there people that you like to interact with on a constant basis? Are there just certain activities that you love to do and would do if you weren't getting paid? That is a great starting point to understanding who you are. It's already there, you just haven't been paying attention to it. Last and final tip, number 3, self-reflect. Take 15 minutes, if not today, in the next week, and sit down and look at the patterns of all the information you've collected around your dislikes and your likes. And that can come from your career assessment, it can come from the inventory you've done around your activities and events, and also by answering these 3 questions. What purpose are you working for besides meeting your basic human needs of paying your bills and not being homeless and having food? What is the motivation for you to work? Number 2, if you had $10 million and would continue working and didn't have to worry about bills, what would you want to do with your time? And finally, if you can do any job or any career in the world and be guaranteed not to fail, what would you do? Now these are hefty ass questions that you're not going to answer in just 15 minutes, but you need to start because it gets down to your deepest desires and strengths and wants in your career and your work life. I've been working since I was 16. I am 26 now, about to be 27. What up, 27 Club? And I have had some miserable, awful jobs, but with every job I've learned more and more about myself, and I've pushed myself to make a change if it just was not a good fit. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you go out and do that test and write about yourself and think about yourself and love yourself and know yourself like Kendrick Lamar said, because it is so important to your happiness. And I just want you to be a happy and healthy person. I want to be a happy and healthy person, and I'm working on that every day. So tune in next week for more social development, career development, or professional development content. This is Christina Blacken again from thenewquo.com, and I will see you next time. Make sure you subscribe below and go to thenewquo.com to sign up for email updates so you can keep in the loop with all the amazing stuff that's happening on the site. Peace.
The world is a ghetto, big guns and big guns. But they can do what they want whenever they want. I don't mind. He said I gotta get up, life is more than suicide. One day at a time, sun gon' shine.
Everybody looking at you crazy. What you gonna do? Lift up your head and keep moving.